back to my channel. So today we are going to get into a review, swatches, and a look for the new Garden of Juvia's palettes. I'm also going to be doing some swatches of the new Garden of Juvia's glosses as well. But this is how the palette looks. The packaging is just your regular standard cardboard, and then it has the artwork on the inside, and this is the palette. So as you can see, it consists of pastels and very light shimmers. It's giving spring, and this is definitely a palette, for me at least, that I would have to use another palette with in order to get a look done, because pastels are generally what I would use to blend out other shades. So I did go in with a deeper blue, which is going to be this main deep blue on the crease, but I think it's absolutely stunning. When I first saw this palette, I knew that I needed it because I've been getting into pastel palettes, but this one, Juvia's Place, just never lets me down. I know their formula is always going to work for me. It always comes through. And when it comes to Juvia's Place, I'm not going to say that I'm a collector, but I do like to have their palettes, only if it serves purpose for me though. This palette does retail for $25, and you're gonna get 7 mattes and 9 shimmers. So if you aren't the type of person that even wants to bother with having a palette that's predominantly shimmers, this is not going to be for you. Like I said, this is definitely a palette that you're going to have to use with another one most likely, but because I know that I love Juvia's Place formula so much, that's why I just felt like it was worth the price point. And the color story is gorgeous. But enough talking, let's just get right into the swatches so you guys can see how this looks on the medium deep skin tone. So because these are color coordinated by rows, I am going to swatch them in that order. First shade is going to be Daffodil. This definitely has a shift. Juvia's Place has been coming out with some really nice duochromes, which I like to see because, you know, like, we be shifty girls over here. We love all the shifts, okay? Flower petals. I want you guys to pay close attention to what's going on here. I'm going to swatch this next one, okay? This next shade is Sunshine. Now, to the eye, when you're not looking up close and you can't see the base, these look exactly the same. And I thought maybe it was just on me, but the swatch photo that was featured on Juvia's Place's page, they were swatched vertically instead of by rows, so you don't see these next to one another. So if you're not paying close attention, you won't notice that these look exactly the same, but they do, which is disappointing because they could have had like at least 2 other mattes in there. Then like that could have been, I don't know, they just look the same to me. This next shade is Marigold. This next shade is called Best Buds. I have to do a look with this because this shade is so pretty. It's just like a regular teal, but it's so sparkly. These shimmers are very, very sparkly, very pretty. Money Tree is this next shade. This one is definitely a duochrome. It does have like a gold pink shift, and it's comparable to the shade above, but it's definitely more cool tone because of that shift that you see peeking through. Lucky Clover is this next shade. This one is so soft, it's so pigmented. I also used this as a transition shade today as well. I love shades like this. I don't know what it is, they're just so beautiful to me. Next we have Oh Honey. Blooming is the next shade. Peony. Blossom, this shade is so pretty. It definitely has a shift too. I think it's like a gold shift. This is definitely a warmer pink. Gardenia. Lilac You. Honestly, the mattes in here are so soft. It just be me, but I feel like Juvia's Place's recent palettes for their mattes have been a lot softer than the OG palettes. this Purple Orchid. Obsessed, obsessed. Flower Child. Sweet Lilac. Alright, so there you have it, guys. These are all of the swatches. It's the purples and the pinks for me. Like, I love the color story. I'm just mad about these three looking exactly like each other. And then even these are similar to those. So keep that in mind. But we are gonna get right into the tutorial for this look. So if you want to see that, keep watching. I will put a timestamp too for the lip swatches as well for the new glosses. So I'm going in with my P. Louise base. This is the eye primer that I use all the time, especially for colored shadows. And I'm just going to use the Juvia's Place Magic Palette. And taking this deep blue shade, I'm just going to pack that on the outer corner of my lids. Build it up until I get the intensity that I want. And then I'm going to go in with Lucky Clover and blend it out. Going back in with that deep blue shade, I'm just going to go back in on the outer part of the crease and build it up because we did lose some of that intensity from the lighter shade. I'm also going to take it on the inner part of my brow bone too, just because I am doing a cut crease, so I need some depth. Now I'm taking the shade Peony and I'm going to use that to smoke out the blue. It was turning kind of purple, which frustrated me because that's not the look I was going for. I'm trying to use any color but purple because that's all I use. So I did switch my brush and I got a better color payoff. And I'm just really blending up and out because I love a super lifted, sort of blown out smoky eye look. And you're going to see me go back and forth with the deeper and lighter colors just because I'm just trying to get it to look how I want it to look. And it just takes time. Blending just takes time. You cannot skip this part. This is essential to having like a decent look. But now I'm going to start cutting the crease. And yeah, this brush is my favorite. It came in a Morphe set, so you can't buy it. So I'm sorry, but use what works for you. And I'm just, yeah, cutting the crease. And then I'm going to go in with that deep blue shade on the outer part of the lid. And then I'm taking the light pastel shade. I'm going to put that on the inner part, and then Peony. And then the yellow shade. I'm just going to go back and forth and blend those, so that way it looks very gradient and cohesive. I also do want to mention too that when you're using the P. Louise base to cut your crease, make sure that it's smoothed out before you apply your shadows, because if there are any creases in the base and you apply your powders, it will set that way. So that's what you see me doing with my fingers. I'm just smoothing it out before I go in with the shadows so I can get a really, really smooth blend. And I'm not surprised at all, but as you can see, these shadows are blending beautifully. They are so pigmented. Juvia's Place always has a formula that I know I can rely on to get the job done and to get the look that I want, because they're very consistent with their formula. And I thought that I recorded it, but I didn't. But I did go in with the shade Sunshine, and I put that on the inner corner. And then I'm taking the shade Marigold and using that to blend out the blue in my lash line. I'm also going to take that deep blue and put it on the lash line on top. Next, we're going in with lashes. These are the 10K lashes from Ambition Babe. When I tell you guys, I've had these pack of lashes for 2 years, and they are still good. Like that's amazing. But anyways, I'm just gonna breeze through the base just because I know this is an eyeshadow tutorial slash review. So I'm not gonna go into detail about the products, but everything is Juvia's Place pretty much. And all of the information will be linked down below for these products as well. That the Juvia's Place Volume 4 blush palette is going to go really nicely with the accents of pink on the lid and on the brow bone. So I'm going to go in with both of these shades on the cheeks. I love how this lighter pink blush on its own, it looks like it's going to be too light on my skin, but when I apply it, it literally is the perfect pink. And then I'm going to take this shade Blossom right here, and I'm going to be using that as the highlighter for the apples of my cheeks. Alright, you guys. It's always a damn dog outside barking in the background. Alright you guys, so before I finish off this look, I do want to do some lip swatches of the Garden of Juvia's glosses. These are the new glosses that were released in this collection. We're just going to go ahead and swatch them. So starting off with Flower Girl, this is like a blue base iridescent gloss. It does have a different reflex, gold, pink, lilac. It's a lot going on here. It's definitely going to be clear for sure, but hopefully you can see the reflex like when I apply it. It's just like a really pretty clear gloss with different colored reflex. So if you know you want something really subtle but with just the pop, like a little peekaboo or something special, something extra, this is definitely a cute shade to have. And the formula for this feels very plushy. It's glossy, but it's balmy. Like it feels very hydrating, like something you could wear throughout the day and it would actually replenish the moisture in your lips. That's what this feels like. It feels really good. It's not too thin, not too thick, the perfect consistency. And as you can see, it's giving high shine. Like this is a high shine finish gloss. It looks so pretty. So the next shade is Pink Bay, and this is definitely a unique shade to my collection. I definitely don't have anything exactly like this. It's a peachy corally shade and actually matches this blush duo, the Volume 5 blush duo, perfectly. These two together, stop it. Like this fall, I'm gonna be, with the looks, I'm gonna be just like, oh my gosh. I cannot wait to use these two together. Oh, okay, it's giving pigmentation. This one is really opaque. And since I'm swatching these without any lip liners, I'm just gonna put like most of it towards the center and let the rest do the work. This is so pretty. It smells so good, by the way. This smells like dessert, like cupcakes or vanilla or like something sweet. It smells really edible. Like it smells really good. But this is Pink Bay. This is such a stunning coral shade. I cannot wait to see what this looks like with a really nice brown liner, because you're gonna see me with this one with the brown lip liner and the fall looks. This is so stunning, so pretty. So this next shade is called Lavender. This this is the one that I'm going to be wearing today. Like, I can already tell you right now, this is going to be one of my favorite glosses because it is a beautiful cool tone purple, a true lavender. It's my kind of shade, okay? That's my kind of shade. So, and I'm so lucky to have gotten this shade too, because initially when I was going to check out, this was sold out. Like, I was not even supposed to get this, but I just happened to go to a different browser and it was in stock like right before I was about to check out. So I'm so glad I was able to snag this one because this is definitely a popular color. But let's get right into the swatch. The shade is so pretty, y'all. Like, if I was a gloss, this would be me. This is so pretty. No, like, for real, y'all, these smell so good. If you've ever tried Juvia'sPlace lips before, you know that their applicators are really good too. It has this dip in it to give you like some precision, and it allows you to distribute like as much product as you want onto your lips, which I really like. But this is the shade Lavender, and I am obsessed with this. I really am. This whole pastel collection is giving all the summer spring vibes. So that is the final look. My thoughts about these palettes and what I would rate it. So I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna do a 7 just because, like I said, all of these swatch the same. These colors are pretty similar to these two. This palette definitely could have had more variety, and I'm not knocking the points down any more than that because it doesn't have any depth. I am well aware that this is a pastel palette, so I'm not going to knock points because it doesn't have any depth. It's a pastel palette, like, do with that what you will. But other than that, the quality of the shimmers are amazing. The quality of the mattes are amazing. As you can see, they blend beautifully. Even like the highlighter on my cheeks, I was hoping because it's a shadow that it wouldn't be like too chunky, but it applies so smoothly on the skin. I think this is a nice addition to have to your collection if you probably don't have a lot of pastels and you want to get into that. And the glosses, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Like, you, I mean, yeah, 10 out of 10. But that is going to be it for this video, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.